All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's the brother Shamar Ward at GMS Raleigh, North Carolina camp, coming back with a quick lesson. Before I go any further, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Next, double honors to the apostles and others, great millstone, and taught us the 100% truth according to the King James Bible as well as the Apocrypha. Double shalom to the brothers going the highways and the byways and do these videos and feed those full of light. All right. Basically, this is just a lesson get into, Babylon the Great, aka America's, bitter end, what entails, their end, And just a couple quick precepts I got for you. This is Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 7. It says, "Then I answered and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of beginning of it that followeth?" This is Esdras asking the angel that, what's going to be the parting of the asunder of times, when is the kingdom of heaven going to be ushered in, And the angel answered him, he said, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob hands held first the heel of Esau." That's a representation of Jacob, prophesying and pulling Esau out of power, because Esau is in the rulership seat as of today, But two kings can't sit on the throne, The kingdom of heaven can't be brought forth unless, sleazy E is taken out of power, It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." And that's what this lesson is entailing, the latter end, the bitter end to America, the pulling down of Esau's kingdom and the ushering in and the building of Jacob's kingdom, which is the kingdom of heaven, under Lord Yahweh Shai and King David. All right. And just a couple precepts on, how, the pulling down of Esau kingdom's going to happen, This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Yahweh Bashim Yahushua created the waster to destroy. And that's going to these thermonuclear ICBM missiles along with the warheads, And it says, "I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire." That smith is going into these modern day scientists, the fluorine chemists, the ones that not only them but other chemists and scientists and whatnot and biologists that know how to split the split the atom, and not only the atom, the nucleus of the atom, because what fuels these arrows, these nuclear missiles, is uranium and plutonium, along with TNT, And it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work." These instruments, ultimately are the instruments that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to use. These are the weapons of his warfare that he's going to use to plead not only with 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites, and, the Israelites that like these other heathen nations, but C-line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not only to plead with them, but for the third part of men, the wicked, Esau, Edom, and these other nations that are, still dwelling in the land of America, upon this judgment, This is the weapon of choice that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set up for, for Babylon the Great, and he has created the waste to destroy. Once again, these ICBM nuclear missiles, because they're created to lay this land desolate. That's the game plan. That's the mission of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. To gather his remnant and destroy the undesirables, and the heathen and the wicked. All right. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 15. It says, "And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, to slay the third part of men." And the third part of men is going into sleazy Esau, Edom, the wicked, And why is the Lord prepared that for the wicked? Because the abominations and the hurtful works that are being done in this land, and the nations drinking of the wine. They're following the ways of America. They're following the hurtful works, and for how America's treating the nation of Israel. This is the judgment that Yahweh Shai is prepared for them. And the precept before was the description of the weapon that Yahweh Shai is going to use. To further back this scripture. Verse 16. And it says, "And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. 200,000 times 1,000 ultimately equals 200 million. That's going to not only the ICBM thermonuclear missiles, but the warheads also. And it says, "And I have heard the number of them." That's the number. To not only destroy Babylon the Great. Well, that's for Babylon the Great, as well as all the all the areas that Yahweh Shai wants to cleanse with fire. Not only that, but the land of Israel, it has to be refreshed and cleansed. For the abominations, you got Pink City running through the nation of Israel. Slakia, through the land of Israel. So Israel is going to need a cleansing as well. But it says, verse 17, it says, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and of brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions." That's describing these ICBM thermonuclear missiles, as being fierce, and powerful, and they're gonna hit their target. They're not gonna be once these arrows are shot off, they're gonna hit their destination. None of them gonna be taken out of the air. They all gonna fulfill what Yahweh Shai has set up for them to do, and that's to lay Babylon the Great desolate. And it says, read it one more time. It says, verse 17, Revelation 9:17, "And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire," because that's what these ICBM nuclear missiles going to do. It's going to bring forth that thermonuclear fire, "and of jacinth, and the brimstone, and the heads of them, and the heads of the horses, their mouth, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone." That's what that that's what is entailing, the destruction of Babylon the Great, by way of fire, by way of these thermonuclear ICBM missiles. And I just got one more precept for you. This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. And it reads, it says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave neither root nor branch." And these ICBM missiles are part of Yahweh Shai's army, Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, and it's going into the wicked, the nation of Edom, as well as 2/3 of our people that are following after the wicked and the proud. They're going to be stubble upon the earth. They're going to be burnt up along with the hurtful works in Babylon. But 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to be saved during this time of judgment. You know, just like it said in Revelation, the 15th verse. These are prepared for a day, and it's prepared for an hour, and a month, and a year. That's what the Heavenly Father has these thermonuclear ICBM missiles prepared for. This is the judgment for Babylon the Great. This is it's bitter end. This latter end is sure to come. It said, read it one more time. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day that cometh shall burn as an oven. The destruction of these ICBM thermonuclear missiles hitting America. And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly. All the proud, the Edomites, and all that do wickedly. 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the heathen, everyone that's not allotted for salvation, is going to feel this wrath if they're in Babylon the Great, aka America. It says, shall be stubble, and all that it's like it, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, save Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. America's going to be utterly desolate. No trees. Just desert, and desert creatures. Are going to dwell in Babylon the Great. That's the judgment for Babylon. Ultimate annihilation for the sins and abominations that are being promoted through here. But Lord's willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. Before I go any further, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me 100% truth according to the King James Bible, and double shalom to the brothers who go on the highways and the byways and do this good listen to feel hopeful elect. Until next time, I say shalom.